Do you know what I hate about YouTube and its creators? When they ask you to subscribe in like the first minute or 2-3 minutes of the video, like, oh hey, did you know that 90% of all my viewers aren't subscribed? Or hey, we're trying to reach this goal, please subscribe. Yeah, I know I probably do it sometime as well, but since we are at like episode 27 or so, I won't ask you anymore to subscribe, because I think I find it a bit annoying. So I won't ask you in the beginning of any of these videos, in any of the Winds of Change videos from now on, and I probably won't ask in the end either, because if you're watching this far, you are already subscribed, or otherwise you should be subscribed.
Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Hey guys, it's your Bo the Doggo, and welcome back to Winds of Change, episode 27. Oh, we are so close, 30 episodes now. We might actually reach, get more Winds of Change videos than we had Amoros. Wow, cool. No one cares, Bo. Either way, we reached Balteus now. We incapacitated Shane on his boat or his ship and left him there. So we don't know, did he survive? Did he die? We don't know. And Fortem and Valessa is gone as well. So they might have been captured by the honor guards and brought to the Triumverate. We don't know. We will see. We have to find them. So right now we're in this house, as you can see, which apparently used to be Grizz's house. The mayor of Mazeo. He used to live here. So yeah, that's cool. But either way, we got to take a little breather here, and now we're gonna continue the story. So let's go. Okay, so the little button up here, because I don't think there was anything else to look at. Nope, so we're gonna continue. Would you like to continue the journey? Yes. After a few hours of waiting, I almost can't handle it anymore. It's impossible for me to rest when my friends could be in danger. Making my way to the exit, I cross my fingers, hoping that things are okay. Just as I'm about to leave, the door is swung open, catching me off guard. I take a few steps back, avoiding to getting hit, letting out a sigh of relief afterwards. It's Ulrich, but that's not all. After a few moments after he enters, Valessa and Forten follows. Oh, so they weren't captured after all. They're alive! Oh, what a huge relief that was. All the worry had taken its toll. We hug each other with big smiles on our faces. For a while there, I was scared of what might have happened. Thankfully, they're okay. I could rest easy as we moved forward with everything.
Sorry for taking a bit longer than you thought. We've never been here before, so we got lost.
I thought he was gonna say like, oh, sorry, we've never been here before, so we took a sightseeing tour.
Yeah, and it was even harder because you're keeping quiet. It's hard to find people who don't want to be found, you know?
I released the hug and tell him that everything is fine. I was worried, but I knew that they were capable of surviving.
Can't believe how cold this place is. It looks so uninviting, too. Scary, almost.
Yeah, hopefully we can change that. The Triumvirate seems neglectful, but why?
Oh yeah, was it the Triumvirate that made this place so cold? Like Gris said, that this place had changed. It's their power or their purity that's making this place so cold? I shrug, unsure how to answer that question. We're here to kill the Triumvirate, not reason with them. Oh my god, is that gonna be some choice in the end? Like, do you want to kill the Triumvirate or do you want to reason with them? Oh. I have a feeling this, among other questions, would remain unanswered. Damek and Howl soon enter the shack. Followed by more of our comrades, we quickly fill the room. Gathering around the table, it was clear that it was time to plan.
Alright, we need to talk about what happens next. Until now, we've been pretty vague since time was short. But there's no more delaying. This is everything we've got. We need to push through the town square before anything can happen. Balteus is fortified by a large wall, so we can't get to the library from the outside. This means that the bulk of the battle will take place within the city itself. However, we want to get to the Grand Library with as little resistance as possible. To that end, we'll have our Monarch vessels go in first and cause a distraction. If they can lure the honor guard away from the town square, we can slip in.
Oh, Damek is thinking, huh?
Since the honor guard can't enter the library, it's perfect for a base of operations. Let's face it, this shack is dangerous, so we should get moving as soon as possible. Once we're in the library, we can relax and prepare to launch our final assault.
And what will that final assault consist of?
Good question. Here's what we've been thinking. If the floor is mine, I'll reveal our plan.
Howl nods, giving Damek the floor. He steps forward. Placing a scroll on the table, he promptly unfolds it. I can see that this is a map of Balteus, the entire city. Everybody gathers around the table, putting aside any other business. If the strategy at sea was an indication, I know that this operation is in good hands. They certainly seem to know what they were doing. I can feel our morale rising. Ooh, he starts to peak with certainty and confidence. And it's impressive. They must have been planning this for a while. We all watch intently, curious to see what kind of strategy they have.
This is the main area of the city. Our goal is to ensure that the monarch has a clear path to the castle. That way, he can slip inside and kill the Triumverate with minimal effort.
Ooh.
Howl and myself will lure the honor guard to the town square. This is where the bulk of the battle will take place. It shouldn't be too hard. With the added might of our draconic allies, we'll have no problem at all.
I thought that I would have to edit something in and move it around and stuff, but this is perfect.
Pro will sneak away from the town square and infiltrate the castle. His job will be to cause a distraction, luring enemies away from the atrium. With that done, the rest should be smooth sailing for the monarch.
Ooh.
I'll go with Pro, if that's okay with you. I know the layout of the castle, and he'll need some backup. We can't expect him to hold off an entire horde of suits at once.
Very well. Grizz will accompany Pro. The two of them will have no problem clearing the castle. The bulk of the honor guard will be with me in the town square. Alright, that takes care of Howl, Pro, and myself. The rest of you will accompany the monarch to the castle. Let's see here. I should have another map detailing our current area. The only way to approach the Triumvirate's castle is directly from the front. That is, unless you know a secret or two. This involves a hidden mountain pass.
Oh, did we learn this through Solvi?
Using this pass, you can go around Balteus.
Oh.
It'll be much easier than sneaking through the city. Joining you will be Ulrich, Fortame, and Valessa.
Damek, if you'd let me join them, I could help out. Remember who tipped you off about this hidden trail? I can even use the Blade of Exodus if the monarch is in a bind.
Yeah, but so can Ulrich.
Alright, sure. I have no problem with that. Sovi will accompany the group headed to the castle. They'll split up when they get close. Let's see here. You should emerge from the mountain pass right beside the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the distractions, your path inside should be clear, but I need Fortame to do something special for us first.
He's gonna climb.
Me? Special? What do you need me to do?
I'll have you climb the castle, scaling the outside walls. Your job will be to get inside and ring the bell of retreat. If you can find it, it should make the honor guard stand down.
You think so?
Wait, seriously? All of them?
Yeah, all of them. I'm putting a lot of trust in you here. Do you think you can do this for us?
Of course! Climbing is my specialty. I'll have that bell ringing in no time.
I know that Clay's put in the description of this game on Steam that it's inspired by the Mass Effect series, and this really reminds me of the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2, where you also have everyone you recruited through the game and gonna make up a plan who does what thing and who goes where, and then you do the mission, and if you chose right, everyone survives. So hopefully that will happen here as well.
Good. The rest of you will enter the castle from the front. Again, your path should be clear if all goes as planned. If not, well, you'll have to fight your way through. But I believe in you.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, We can do this, no problem.
Glad to hear it.
That is all we've come up with. Does everybody find it acceptable?
You mumble so much, Howl.
That is all we've come up.
Everybody nods, knowing their part. It seems like they had almost thought of it all. With a strategy like that, victory seems almost certain. As long as I could defeat the Triumvirate and that idol. But even if everybody plays their part, the end is still on me. I'd do my best not to let them down, but part of me is filled with fright.
Alright, let's go outside. We'll head to the Grand Library as a group. If we can get in there without trouble, the rest will be easy.
The Monarch vessels should make it pretty easy for us. They will lure the Honor God away from the town square. If they can do that, then we can slip in pretty much undetected. Hopefully, they could survive the task. This operation would be divided into 2 phases then. Take the Grand Library and then take the Triumvirate's castle. With everything planned and out in the open, we exit the shack. Hope fills the air for the first time in a while. We could do this. I smile at my comrades as we head out, one by one. The cold, uninviting air assaults me as soon as I exit the shack. It's like Eastcrown. I'm not sure how people could survive in this place. Well, not that there's many people here. It's mainly those suits of armor. I can hear everybody talking, going over the roles they were assigned. If everybody did what they were supposed to do, then we'd win this for sure. Of course, as long as I could destroy the Triumvirate and that idol that they're housing.
Sneak into the castle and lure everybody away from the main atrium. Seems pretty easy to me. The Monarch will have no resistance at all.
Thank you, Pro.
And if I can ring that bell, then everybody will be safe. All those years of climbing is finally paid off. This is gonna be great.
Ulrich is quick to interject, putting any arrogance to rest before it can blossom.
Look, none of that is going to happen if we can't take the Grand Library. We need to establish a foothold, a safe place to retreat to if things go south.
They all nod and stop the discussion they were having. It's true though, without Haven, we are out in the open, completely unsafe. At least the first phase of our plan wasn't too complicated. I know that we'd seize the library. I noticed that one of our comrades is carrying Nada. That's good. The library would be the best place for her to get rest. She's fast asleep, which is pretty surprising. She must be a heavy sleeper.
The city should only be a couple of hours away. We trust that you can all handle the cold.
We don't really have much of a choice, Howl. Let's get going. I think our goal is pretty clear.
Upon hearing that, we all start walking towards the city. I can see the impressive wall that surrounds everything. It's beautiful. However, I can't see anything past it. I have no idea what Balteus looks like. We walk through thick layers of snow and my legs start to tire out. But I'm not in a position where I have any choice. Pushing forwards is mandatory. After what feels like a small eternity, we finally arrive at the gates leading into Balteus. The town gates and the wall are an amazing sight. Intricate details are carved into the stone. It's a work of art. Something told me that the monarchy made this, not the Triumvirate.
This looks amazing! This must be a remnant of the monarchy, right? The Triumvirate can't be this artistic. I know it.
Correct. This looks just as we remember it. However, Balteus wasn't always this cold. Something bad has happened to the nation.
Oh, I see. Like what?
We're not sure. However, it is probably due to the Triumvirate. It pains us to see how much they've defiled our former home. We used to live in Balteus. It housed the throne and our ruler. To see it reduced to a frozen wasteland, it is almost too much to bear. Let us head inside. We need to see what else has changed over the years.
It reminds me of what I thought would happen to Valenorth. Without the spirit idol, it would wither away and freeze over like Eastcrown. We have since learned that that was false, but what's happening to Balteus then? As we all start to make our way inside the city, Damek stops us. He looks a bit worried, and I can tell that he's lost in deep thought.
Monarch vessels, where are you?
A few moments later, a group of Monarch vessels steps forward.
We don't have much time to waste. As soon as we get inside, you need to get to work. Lure the honor guard away from our path. Understood?
Yes, of course. Your path to the library will be clear. As soon as the fighting dies down, we will come and join you. This should be easy, so don't expect us to be far behind.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Let's see. Is there anything else to cover?
He turns back to face the rest of the group. Gulping, it's clear that he's fraught with anxiety.
Look, we're about to do something that's never been done before. We're seizing territory from the Triumverate, right under their noses. Much like they did to Mazeo. We're about to occupy Balteus. But that does not mean we are like them.
Yeah.
We do what we do in order to gain our freedom. They occupied Mazeo, wanting to oppress us even further.
We all exchange glances and nod at one another.
I want you to all remember that as we press forward, war can blur the lines between good and evil. But I know where we stand. If you know that too, then there's nothing that can stop you. You are heroes.
With nothing left to say, we slowly make our way into the city. I can tell that due to Damek's encouraging words, everybody is happy. However, as we enter, nothing prepares us for the sight that awaits us. Howl immediately steps forward, taking in the sights before him. This looks really like Bloodborne, I gotta say. Balteus looks almost inhabitable. It's in a state of decay and death. I know that the honor guard doesn't need a paradise, but this is crazy.
What have they done?
It's clear that Howl is hurt. This used to be the monarchy's home after all. Hopefully there would be a way to reverse all of this. It isn't right.
Well, I certainly didn't expect this. I'm guessing it didn't look like this in your time?
No. Balteus was a paradise. This is unacceptable, Damek. We must find a way to fix it.
Of course. There's no way I'll let this stand. It's a bit of a shock, but our plan remains unchanged. Secure the Grand Library, then kill the Triumverate.
Yeah.
Let's make their blood spill over the floor. Yeah.
After he's done talking, we see a horde of honor guards walk by. We quickly run off to the side and hide behind a nearby building. I've never seen anything like this. The building is pitch black. Pieces of it crumble off, almost like it has been burned or charred. But it hasn't, because I know that buildings can't die. But there's no other way to put it. It's like if its source of life has been cut off. It appears to be living on borrowed time.
What's going on here?
This is disgusting. Look.
He looks down, and we all look at his feet. We're no longer standing in snow, but in ash and soot. I start to wonder if it was really snowing at all.
This is Alestia's fate if we leave it in their hands. They don't care about the land. They only care about themselves. This is proof enough that we're on the right side of history.
Howl turns to me and places a hand on my shoulder.
We suspect that this may be related to their dark idol, Monarch. Above all else, please prioritize its destruction.
I nod as previous visions start to repeat themselves in my mind. I was facing that idol with the blade, and everything is coming to pass. After our short talk, our attention is directed back towards the honor guard.
Monarch vessels, come here. I think this is our best chance to take action. If that group is gone, our path to the library is clear.
Upon hearing this, they quickly group up in front of Damek. Our goal of seizing the Grand Library seems pretty attainable.
Yes, sir. It should be easy enough to take them down. After they're dealt with, we'll meet you all in the library.
Good. Go around this building and attack from the other side. They'll be focusing on you, so we'll head in the opposite direction.
Perfect. Then see you at the library. If we don't make it, it's been an honor.
After exchanging a nod, both groups part way. The Monarch vessels prepare to distract the honor guard. Damek points to a nearby road, signaling where we should run.
The Grand Library is right over there. We'll run on my mark, so just hold on.
After speaking, he immediately places a finger against his mouth. It's clear that we need to remain silent while the vessels carry out their goal. We wait there in an intense silence, waiting to hear the clashing of swords. We all stare at each other in unease. We know that when they start to fight, some of them may die. It pains me that sacrifice was necessary in order to attain our goal. I wonder how what happened here if I didn't make the vessels, but instead made like the seer army. And that would also change because apparently seers aren't seeing the future. So would that mess up like everything? Would they have like no use then if it's not actually the future they see, but they only see deaths in other dimensions? But I know that their sacrifice would never be forgotten. My heart sinks as soon as I hear them start to fight. I hear screaming and steel against steel. My instincts tell me to run immediately, but Damek has yet to move. I can see him winch every time the skirmish gets a little louder. But soon enough, he makes the call and we are all running.
Now, go!
In our haste, we still make sure to be as silent as possible. The Grand Library isn't too far away. In fact, I can see it now. It stands tall and seems to be one of the buildings that's not falling apart. As soon as we arrive there, we all let out a big sigh of relief. We can still hear the fighting, but it's more distant than before. Through the screams, it's impossible to tell which side is winning.
What's going on back there?
I don't know. Let's just hope it's going well.
Doesn't sound that way.
For the honor guard, maybe. Hurry up. We need to get inside.
Shouldn't we wait for the Monarch vessels? At this rate, it might not be much longer.
No, they can meet us inside. We can't risk running into more suits. That was just one group. I'm sure there's more.
Right.
They start to ascend the stairs, but Howl stops them.
Wait. The library seems fine. Why does it not decay like the rest?
Because the Triumverate wants this place to stay up because they trust the librarian or something, so they're not like draining it of life power. Obviously. Everybody turns to face him, but nobody knows. Damek takes the stairs back down and faces Howl.
I don't know, but I think this is a good sign. It means we can control or limit what's happening. Knowing this, we might be able to fix Balteus.
Or perhaps it's a bad sign, Damek. Maybe our enemy has the power to harm Alestia itself. How do you think we can stand up against such a foe?
Let me introduce you, the optimist and the pessimist. Everybody exchanges worried glances. But then their eyes find their way to the blade on my back. It's apparent that conventional means wouldn't be enough to win. Nobody knows how to answer Howl, and an awkward silence follows. But then we realize that it is indeed a silence. This is concerning. The earlier fight is over. Did the monarchy vessel prevail?
Hey, let's get inside, alright? Maybe the librarian knows more about this. We shouldn't stand around in the open out here.
Having successfully changed the subject, we start heading inside. Howl made a good point, but none of us were able to counter it. I doubt that the librarian would want to talk to invaders like us. It makes me worried about how we might get them to talk. There was so much uncertainty and worry in there right now. As we enter the library, I hope that our forces lived through the fight. Maybe the librarian will be like, "Oh yes, come in, oh nice, sit down, have some tea, oh, nice to see some normal people again, that's all, just the suits of armors here, oh, they are not very talkative, oh." When we enter the library, I'm taken aback by what I see. Dust fills the air, and it seems like this place has seen better days. The only sign that somebody has been here is that the books remain clean. Whoever has been taking care of this place only cares about literature. I guess that's acceptable since that would be the main job of a librarian. But it just seems odd, all the time in the world, and it's still quite dirty. And there's some kind of weird apparatus in the back of the library. I've never seen anything like it before. It's almost awe-inspiring. My comrades all look around, sharing that same look of awe.
This is amazing!
I've never seen so many books in one place before. I wonder what they're all about. Should we take a look?
Maybe not. We're here for a reason, remember? Let's find the owner and see what they can tell us.
Howl steps forward, objecting before anyone else can speak.
Actually, there's a chance that the books could tell us even more. The Triumvirate must keep them away from the mainland for a reason.
What do you mean?
The monarchy vanished in the blink of an eye. This we know for sure. People can be erased, but not culture. Signs of our time here would have remained.
So, you're saying...
Before he can continue, we hear a noise come from down the hall. We know that the honor guards can't enter, so it must be the proprietor. Knowing that we need to take them as a hostage, we assume a hostile stance.
Looking into the past is one of the best ways to learn. If we don't become better people, then we'll repeat the same mistakes. How fitting, then, that the old monarchy would focus only on the future.
Are you a friend of Grizz, since you also have like a goat on your shoulders? What is he? Is it like a... Oh, he's a badger! We all exchange glances, slightly confused.
They wanted to guide themselves to the perfect future. If it was possible to get there, then no cost would be too high. In the name of a better world, they embraced corruption.
After a few steps forward, the mysterious man comes into view.
Too often do we condemn others in our self-serving journeys. A bright future for the monarchy would have meant death for innocent worlds. The Triumvirate chose to step in, as they have countless times before, to maintain balance.
Oh? Damek interjects, with a look on his face that can only be described as an onset of anger.
We know what the Triumvirate did to the monarchy. Howl told us. But like you said, mistakes are how we learn and grow. It's how we become better. If the option of failure is taken away from us, we can no longer call ourselves people. They can hide behind whatever reason they want, but they're wrong to control us. The ability to make these mistakes is our right, and I will not stand by while it's taken away. Corruption? Death? Nobody wants these, but without them, we might as well not exist at all.
Everybody nods and cheers Damek on. Damek, 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 Damek. The mysterious man shrugs and keeps walking forward.
Restrain this man!
I expect to see the man put on a fight, but he doesn't.
You will experience no resistance from me, but on the other hand, you'll find no help either. Do what you must, but keep the library intact.
He gets on his knees and holds out his wrists. Howl makes quick work of restraining him.
Who are you? You know far more than most.
The man shakes his head.
Just a hoarder of knowledge. A man who preserves the past rather than erasing it. In exchange, the Triumvirate gives me life and shelter.
Another one of their victims, you mean? Eternal life in exchange for servitude? Despicable. What atrocities did you commit in their name?
I created this library. A simple glimpse into the past. Everything the monarchy ever wrote is on these shelves. That was my job. Preserve the old history while creating a new one.
Why would the Triumvirate want him to do that? Why wouldn't they just erase the history?
And what new history did you create?
I wrote about the Triumvirate and spread it everywhere. I made them seem like gods, like they were the creators of this world. As new life began on Alestia, they found my writing and believed every word.
So you're as old as the Triumvirate then? You're also like immortal or something? But because I mean, if he wrote about the Triumvirate before civilization, like before there were people here, they must be like as old as the Triumvirate, right? He scoffs as anger boils within him. But before he can do anything, Pro interrupts.
Algus Fair!
Oh. The man's ears perks up, in a way that reveals that he was reacting to his name.
That is the moniker I assumed, yes. I'm happy to know that the name is still remembered.
Algus Valier, the man revered as the greatest historian. I can't believe that he too was a tool of the Triumvirate.
So everything the people believe is a lie that you created. Why would you need to go to such extremes? This is insane.
Look at how you and your friends reacted to learning the truth. It brought you here, prepared to kill those who gave you life. The people must never know the true cost of their creation.
I don't believe this. Howl, get him out of our sight.
Howl drags Olgus away, and the rest of us group together.
Well, at least he didn't put up much of a fight. I'd like to say that I'm shocked, but I don't feel surprised at all. This journey has been full of revelations. This is just another for the pile. It doesn't really change much at all. We still have a plan, but it'd be stupid to attack the enemy in the middle of the night. Let's rest until the break of dawn and meet in the front of the library.
Good idea.
Remember that we're safe as long as we stay in here. Hopefully the rest of our forces aren't too far behind. You're all dismissed. See you in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Where are we supposed to rest?
On the floor?
I'm sure there's private quarters around here somewhere. And if you can't sleep, at least there's a lot of books to read. After the war, we should give this knowledge back to the people.
Yeah, I agree. The Triumvirate can't hide this stuff forever. We finally have proof that nobody can deny. This is amazing. If we show them this, they'll accept our rule without question.
Damek smiles, his spirit seemingly lifted.
Yeah. Let's hope you're right. Have a good night, everybody.
With that, we're all left on our own. People scatter about, reading books and exploring the library. I decide to look for a private room so I can relax and gather my bearings. Okay, nothing to look around at then. Oh, uh-oh. Haylin returns to the chambers of the Triumvirate. Noticing the absence of Shane, they're a bit confused. They don't assume the worst and ask Haylin to brief them.
Shane stayed behind to lead the naval attack. He plans to trim their forces as much as possible. Like you anticipated, they're arriving by sea.
Good. Then things are going according to plan. We'll have you wait in the atrium for their arrival. This means that you'll be our last line of defense.
Ooh.
I consider it an honor, but I have to say, I'm worried for Shane. His chances of survival are pretty slim out there.
He knew what he was signing up for. If he killed even one of the rebels, then he was successful. Focus on protecting this castle, Haylin. That's more important.
Yes, of course. I'll make sure no one passes the atrium. If they try, they'll fall as quickly as they enter.
Thank you, Haylin. It's important that they have a false sense of security. Don't give them too much resistance until it's absolutely necessary. If they think they're going to win, they're more prone to slipping up. It's up to you to figure out when that moment is and take advantage of it. Even if it takes your life, you are to prevent them from entering our chambers.
Haylin kneels, complying without hesitation.
Yes, of course. My life for the Triumvirate. I'll fortify straight away and wait for their arrival.
Haylin strides out of the chambers with a sense of purpose. After he leaves, they turn to each other, displaying soft smiles.
Hopefully this time, things will be different.
Imagine them standing there together and just saying the same thing to each other at the same time. After finding a private room, I pace around in circles. I've had nothing but bad luck when it came to getting rest. Ever since I left Mazeo, I've been too worried to fall asleep. I tried reading books, but none of them are able to capture my interest. Pacing the room, I basically succumbed to the anxiety assaulting my mind. However, and thankfully, a knock on my door soon returns me to lucidity. As soon as I open, Damek enters. He takes a deep breath, sounding both annoyed and relieved. I don't blame him. He's gone through so much in such a short time.
We finally put the librarian to rest. He sure likes to talk a lot, and about nothing at all. Lots of answers in the form of riddles. Boring stuff. It's pretty interesting that he didn't resist, though. He said he won't help us, but he won't stop us either. His true allegiance is to history. That's what he kept saying. Doesn't make much sense since he faked so much history in the past, but no matter what happens next, he'll have a lot to write about. If we win, he'll record it. If we lose, then he'll record that too.
I guess his stance makes more sense if you look at it that way. No matter what happens next, somebody would need to write about it.
His main condition was that we don't harm the library. Pretty good terms, especially in exchange for a foothold. We may not have won yet, but we've seized Baltean soil.
That's true. Nobody else has ever gotten this far. I can tell that we stand a chance of winning, and it feels amazing. But I have to ask, how do we know that August can be trusted?
We don't. But he can't do much if he's locked up. Any chance he had at intervening is long gone by now. He can try when we leave, but we'll be prepared to fight by then.
I nod, thanking Damek for an update on what's going on.
Of course. I just wanted to make sure you were all right. It must be hard to sleep right now given all the weight on your shoulders. The others aren't sleeping either. Maybe you should spend some time with them.
Maybe. He's right. If I can't sleep, then that's probably the next best idea. But I wonder if our bonds are strong enough to warrant some time together. This could be our last night alive after all. They might be more protected of the time. I guess there was no harm in checking. I see him out my room, with a new goal in mind. Turning back to face the vast emptiness of this private room, I wonder who I could invite over. This would be a good night to make some final memories, just in case the worst came to pass. You can spend final one-on-one time with every loyal comrade. Okay, that's all of them. Click the arrow on the top right corner when you're ready to proceed with the story, okay? Note that doing this will begin the final battle and lead to the ending of the game. Oh, so we're that close to the end? Cool. Yeah, there's all of them. So that will be in the next episode. And then we will see, are we dating Valessa, or can we date, can I date Pro? We will find out in the next episode. And yeah, this is the part where you like the video and all that kind of stuff. But I'm more curious about asking you, how do you feel about making a series like this, like both like Amoros and then Great Troubles and I Promise, and now Winds of Change being like 30 episodes? Would you prefer me to make like shorter series, like just play random games like every week? Or do you like this kind of thing where we do like longer playthroughs that will take like months to play through because the games are so long? Let me know in the comments, and also if you have other ideas for game I should play. But yeah, that'd be all. I love you guys. So take care, and remember that you are loved and appreciated, and you should be proud of who you are. And I want to see you in the next episode. Bye! Last episode people said there was something wrong with my shirt, but I don't understand. What do you mean?